EA Sports brings you a special edition of the National Football League for this Christmas Day matchup. It's the Miami Dolphins and the New Orleans Saints. All that and more coming up next.
First opened in 1975, resurrected in 2006, we welcome you inside the Caesars Superdome, the home of the Saints, here in downtown New Orleans. And a very Merry Christmas to you and yours on this special day. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson. Greg, Merry Christmas, man.
Merry Christmas to you, buddy. And I know both of us kind of feel the same way. If you're not going to be home with your family, celebrating with the ones you love, this is a pretty good second place. I think when you find out you're going to be not only calling or playing the only game in town, national holiday, everyone's home with their families watching you, in our case, listening to us, it's a pretty special honor, and I'm happy to be here alongside you, partner.
The kicker, Blake Rupe, set to start it. And off we go from the Superdome. Braxton Berrios now to bring it back. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Miami offense will make their way onto the field, led by their quarterback from the University of Alabama, Tua Tagovailoa.
One of the few southpaws we have playing quarterback in the NFL, Mike, and while he doesn't have one of the strongest arms, he makes up for it with great anticipation and pinpoint accuracy. So what it does, it allows him to throw very catchable balls. A lot of his receivers do a lot of the damage after the catch, and only time's going to tell how this one plays out. But when he's on his game, they're due for a lot of points.
And he's going to be stopped at the line. No gain. Great way for the defense to open up here at home.
Well, you can tell that the defense had seen that play on game tape, and they were ready for it. They tried to do a little jet sweep pop pass out of the gun. Defense was all over it. Nowhere to go, no gain.
Here's Tua now on second down. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
The drag route. We used to say this is day one install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
In motion comes Beckham. He'll try to run it here with Mostert. And he'll keep the drive moving. He's got the first down up to the 45.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down.
They'll fake the handoff. Now, Tua. And the rush too strong. They're in there in a flash for the sack.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
Work to do now as they come up on second and long. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. Open man is Smith. He's got him. And they will finally catch up to him and get him down.
Well, they've come out swinging here on this opening drive through the air, and that's exactly what they wanted to do. Generate some early chunk plays and try to get some points.
Set to go now on first and 10. In motion, it's Waddle. A run with the fullback in goal. And they will take him down at the 20-yard line. First down, Dolphins. Now a first down throw for Tua. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback, understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver, who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
A shotgun snap for Tua. That's taken in left side by Smith. And the Dolphins are going to have a first and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's first and goal.
And the back judge throws the flag. He looks at the ball, looks at the clock. Clock says 0. That's a delay of game.
Still first down.
Now it is first and goal. They put Smythe in motion. He'll go right back to Smith. They hook up again. And they'll get him down right around the 5-yard line.
Receiver downfield. Offense.
You only get a 1-yard buffer from the line of scrimmage for these old linemen. That time he strayed a little too far, and it draws the flag. From the gun, here's Tua. That's going to be incomplete, and it'll leave just enough time for one final play in this opening quarter.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes, so give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
Play action. Tagovailoa. He keeps it himself. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play in this opening quarter. So we've come to the end of a fairly evenly played opening quarter. What will the second quarter have in store? More from New Orleans after this. Third and goal. Here's Tagovailoa. And that's going to wind up uncatchable out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
That's one he'd love to have back. An opportunity to score 6 was right there for the taking. Just wasn't quite meant to be.
So on fourth down, the Dolphins turn to Jason Sanders for the field goal try. This, about as short as you can get. Sanders' kick is good. And the Dolphins will take a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in first and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
So after the field goal to open up the scoring, the kicker's back out for this kickoff. Now return coming from the 7. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. So the Saints ready to go to work on offense for the first time. And their quarterback is the all-time leading passer for the Raiders, Derek Carr, the veteran.
Little unusual, Mike, here. The first time this offense finds themselves taking the field is this late in the opening half. But the good news, they only trail by 3. So despite that long opening drive, a touchdown here gives them a lead with halftime looming. No need to rush. No need to get outside of your initial game plan. Go out there, take your time. Just try to find a way to come away with points on your opening possession.
Carr going to look to throw right away. That'll be caught. It's Alvin Kamara. He's close to a first down to gain a 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down.
We tend to make NFL offense very complicated, Mike, but sometimes it's as simple as this. Get the ball makers and just let them do the rest.
A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. They'll go play action with Carr. This one is caught by Jawan Johnson. First time these two have connected this afternoon, and it'll wind up being a first down.
This is a great example, Mike, of just how effective it is when you're efficient on early downs throwing the ball. I mean, when you can pick up first downs without getting to third down, as the game unfolds, things just get easier and easier. Take what the defense is giving you. Don't force the ball downfield. When you can stay ahead of the chains without having to get to third and have it plays, that's when an offense is really firing.
They'll work now on 2nd and 4. On the ground for the first time, this is Alvin Kamara. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground, Mike. There was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
Here now, 3rd and 5. Carr working out of the gun. Open man is Shaheed. That's complete. He's going to have the first down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on 3rd down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
1st and 10 now from the 36. The tight end Moreau is in motion. A give up the middle with Kamara. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down. Two minutes remain in a 3-0 first half. We're back to New Orleans. After this, 2nd and a yard. Carr to throw. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. He's able to get away for one man, but those reinforcements, they got there quick. Take him down behind the line.
Man, what a big-time play here by the corner. It feels like he knew that play was coming before the ball was even snapped. You can see he sticks his foot in the ground and bursts. He ends that play before it even has a chance to get started.
That ball is caught on the sideline and both feet inbounds. A big 3rd down pickup for a first down.
Now, Mike, I really like this game plan, right? The strategy on 3rd and short so often is, okay, just get enough for the first down. If you decide to air it out, everything's short, get a fresh set of downs. They're saying the defense is going to pack it in close. They're protecting the sticks. So let's just throw it over their head and try to go for a big play.
From the shotgun, it's caught. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
They went for it all on that one and just a little bit off. Ball winds up hitting the ground.
And I believe the referee was buzzed by the replay officials, indicating let's get a closer look at this. They trigger this automatically in the last 2 minutes of the half.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So the official upstairs and the replay center in New York get the second look, and indeed this call will be overturned. Groupie able to add the extra point, and the Saints move out to a 7-3 lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here's Berrios on the return. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Dolphins offense ready to possess the football for the second time. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. Back to throw is Tua. We'll find Mostert out of the backfield. That was not what they were hoping for. He's going to go out of bounds behind the line. A loss on that one.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
Now the Dolphins going to use the first of their timeouts, and they'll get a chance to talk things over after picking up that first down. To throw is Tua. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Throwing is Tua. Now a screen set up for Achane. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
Hill brought in motion. Throwing on 3rd down, Tungo Bailoa. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate.
So on 4th down, it's Jake Bailey to punt for the Dolphins. Back deep for the Saints, it's Rashid Shaheed. This will be returnable from his own 15. That's a nice job of making things more manageable for this offense as he takes it back beyond the 25-yard line. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. To throw is Carr. That's thrown right side, but incomplete.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal.
And I believe the referee was buzzed by the replay officials, indicating let's get a closer look at this. They trigger this automatically in the last 2 minutes of the half.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So the official upstairs and the replay center in New York get the second look, and indeed this call will be overturned. Here's Carr throwing from the pistol. A whole lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
Second down, Carr. Quick throw, taken in, and he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Carr from the gun on third down. And that is incomplete. He was trying to get it to Alvin Kamara that time. And that's going to lead to a fourth down.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average. And frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
They will get away from that one. And they're going to have tremendous field position. This ball hits and goes out of bounds. And they'll elect not to run another play. Instead, just take a knee and take this on into the locker room. So we've reached halftime here on Christmas Day. We'll head over to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He has the EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Michael, thanks very much as we welcome you into our downtown Orlando studios and the EA Sports halftime report. These two teams making their way back out of their locker room, so that means we're just about set for the second half. And to bring it your way, we go back out to Mike and Gray.
Coach, thanks. This one's still anyone's game. We'll see who can come out with the hot hand in this second half. About to get started. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. From the 6, here comes a return. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Saints offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. The lead sits at 4. So they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. Shaheed in motion. Carr now to throw on 1st down. Now a short one caught by the tight end Johnson. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
Play clock down to 0. That's going to be a delay.
Delay of game, offense. Still second down.
Carr now on second down. Right back to Johnson. He's got it again. And he'll be tackled up around the 45-yard line.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
Here's Kamara. He'll burrow his way forward for a couple. David Long there on the stop. Look him up on a second down and 8. They're going to go right back to Kamara.
Sometimes there's just nowhere to go, right? We ask these running backs, Mike, to do a lot of work, find space, create something out of nothing. Well, this time, he was able to create nothing out of nothing.
Here's 3rd and 7. Some problems communicating on 3rd down, and that's going to be a delay.
Offense. Still 3rd down.
So after the 5 yards are walked off, they face 3rd and long. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Got to give a lot of credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was plenty of time for the quarterback to work through his progression. I thought the protection was actually pretty solid. But at the end of it, there was just nowhere to go, and he had no choice but to just throw that ball away.
The Saints will punt this one away. He'll punt for the 2nd time, looking to pin the opponent back deep. Now a fair catch, and it's going to be a long field. They'll take over right about their own 13. The Dolphins offense ready for their first possession of this second half. They'll begin inside their own 15-yard line, so a lot of real estate to cover. It's 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Tua. He's going to let it fly downfield for Beckham. Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger, with the good coverage, and there to get a hand on it.
Pretty unforgettable performance so far in the first half, Mike, and they're going to try to figure this out here in the second half and try to gain some momentum, figure out what's going to work, where are our matchups, and let's go try to put a drive together and get some points, because so far this has been a struggle, and they just cannot get anything going through the air.
Tua gives it to Mostert. Able to make one man miss, but that's all. They get him. Take him down behind the line.
Where a defender makes his tackles tells you a lot about his abilities. And for an interior defensive lineman, Mike, to make plays on the outside of the formation just speaks to his speed, his effort, his ability to run down the line. And we saw it here, and he takes the back down for a loss.
That's to the sideline and pulled in by Smith.
That's just one of those drives that was out of whack from the start, Mike. They just couldn't get anything going on the early downs, and they'll most likely punt the ball away and hope that their defense can do the same thing and get them the ball back.
Punt team comes out. Dolphins going to kick it away, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This kick hangs up, and the fair catch will be taken beyond the 35-yard line. Now, out comes the New Orleans offense. They're ready to take over once again. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Carr. Quick throw here is complete. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Throwing is Carr. That's going to be pulled in by Kamara. And it'll be a short pickup that's not enough for the 1st down. We're off to the 4th quarter here on Christmas Day. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run for this with Kamara. Trying to get to the edge. He will not get there. As a matter of fact, he was taken down behind the line. And that brings up 4th down.
3rd and short. You think the defense has everybody packed in there real tight. So as a play caller, you're thinking, all right, let's give my running back a chance to stretch and cut. But this defense was ready for all of it. They string them out wide, nowhere to cut, take them down for a loss.
And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. The Dolphins offense make their way out to take over once more. They'll start out 1st down and 10. In motion comes Beckham. Using the jet sweep for the fake, they run it up the middle. Not much. 2nd and long coming up. Tagovailoa working out of the pistol. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. And he's got this up close to the 35-yard line.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
Not much happening there, just a short game. Here's 2nd and 9. Hill brought in motion. They will not get this one off. It'll be a delay of game.
until second down.
Fake the handoff. Now, Tua. Sending it deep for Waddle. And that is caught. Well, he stayed in bounds. A terrific catch. It's a big play when they needed it the most. Pickup of 46 yards.
Big-time play there as they try to cut into this fourth quarter deficit. At this point in the game, Mike, remember, you're just going to get a couple more possessions, so you have to make the most of them, especially with the lead being this close for the taking.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. That's to Waddle again. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
2nd and 6 coming up. In motion comes Beckham. He's trying to get around the corner, but he can't. He's going to be run down behind the line. Noise reverberating off the roof. Very loud before 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. They'll look to set up the screen here. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the 1st down mark.
Anytime you call a running back screen, the key is the relationship between the offensive line and their running back. They have to be in sync perfectly to set up the big play. That wasn't the case here on 3rd down. He gets tackled short of the sticks.
And that is incomplete. They had their chance and took it there. Look, they're trailing late. Got to let it fly. This will wind up a turnover on downs. The Saints offense getting set to get back to work. They're trying to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Olave is the motion man. They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. Olave is the motion man. They fake the jet sweep and give it up the middle. And he'll pick his way forward, a gain of about 5. And that's going to set up 3rd down. Shaheed in motion. Carr working out of the gun. And that is incomplete.
I know it fell for an incompletion, but pretty impressive. He was able to push that ball really far downfield as he was being hit. Really says a lot about the arm strength that this quarterback has.
The Saints lining up in punt formation as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a 4th quarter lead. Now, fair catch called, and he's going to take it out beyond the 25-yard line. Out comes Miami and the offense to get started on their next drive. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Hill brought in motion. They'll fake the handoff. Now, Tua. And the rush gets there. Down he goes. The Dolphins going to use their final timeout here. They'll stop it with a little over 30 left in the game. Now, on 2nd and long. From the gun, here's Tua. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
From the gun on 3rd down, Tagovailoa. That is knocked away downfield, incomplete. He made sure not to let the receiver get behind him. 3rd down stop sets up 4th down.
They desperately needed that one, Mike. Down here late, they've only got a few remaining snaps to go, and it puts all of the pressure of the game now on 4th down. Let's see what play call they have in a gotta-have-it situation. And right now, this quarterback needs to make his best throw in the biggest moment of the game. And it all came down to that play. The offense finds themselves trailing, all out of their timeouts. The defense knew they were one stop away from ending this game, and they came up big when their team needed it.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So this one, a win for the Saints. Points were at a premium in this one, but they're able to eke out the victory in this low-scoring affair. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Saints are winners, as we say so long from New Orleans.